Hello, my name is Skip, and this is from the Fourth Row review of Don John. Now, Don John is written and stars and is directed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and he plays the lead character, John, who is somewhat, I guess you would call it, a ladies' man. You know, he goes out every night, he hangs out with his buddies, going to the club, and he gets a hot babe every night, and he's all about, as you may have seen the trailers or whatever, his car, his pet, his family, his church. But the main thing that he's about is his porn. Now, he comes off in this movie as trying to say that, he can get all these women and whatnot, but they can never give him the satisfaction that watching pornography can give him, until he meets this one woman that, him and his friends coin, no pun intended, as a dime, which is a 10. And that young lady is played by Scarlett Johansson, and her name is Barbara Sugarman. Yes, I said Sugarman. And so this relationship gets off to a rocky start because she wants to know how he gets her number and so forth. But his charm and his charisma and whatnot, he's able to get past that, and they're able to start a relationship. And so everything's going fine except for one thing: John can't get enough of his porn, and that comes between him and Barbara. And she doesn't understand why he has to watch porn. And he's like, oh, no, I just was watching the thing on the internet. He gives some excuse for why he was on his computer that night. And she, of course, she believes him. But the underlying thing here is she wants someone that she can control. So she ends up getting him to take a class. And so he takes this class, and he meets an older woman, and she's gone through her ups and downs as well. And she's played by Julianne Moore, and they kind of hit it off as friends, because she's a different kind of person, or the kind of people that John normally would be interested in. And so they're kind of friendly, and they banter back and forth, Julianne Moore and John. Then we have John's family. The average Italian family in New York, they go to church every Sunday, and he comes over to their house and eats dinner, of course, But Tony Danza, fantastic. I mean, we haven't seen him in ages. He does a really good job as John's father. And I mean, this is kind of, I guess you would say, the epitome of what a lot of guys are like. Most guys are this kind of person. There's some twists in this movie that I'm not going to give away in my review. But I really thought, for a first-time director and writer, I thought Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a great job. I mean, this reminds me of a lot of people I know, and maybe even a little bit of myself a little bit, So it's kind of, it's neat to have him put the everyman spin on John in this movie. And he wrote and directed the movie. I think he wanted people to see, and he thought people would like. And I'll tell you right now, I think it's a good movie. I think the performances are good. I mean, some of the accents are fantastic by Scarlett Johansson and Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's such a young, up-and-coming star in a lot of different ways. I really liked Don John. And I think this is kind of a movie a lot of guys out there, you guys should go see this movie. Take your girlfriend, your wife to this movie. They'll get a kick out of it. I mean, you just got to take it for a grain of salt. The underlying story is porn. But there's some really good scenes in the church and that in the confessional and stuff like that. But, I give Don John a big see it. This is Skip, and this has been From the Fourth Row review of Don John.